Almost a year on from the floods that devastated Edgecombe, and local farmers are only just beginning to feel they're on solid ground. Tom Richardson has worked 112 hectares of family-owned land almost all his life.
It doesn't appear that anything has really been learnt from it. All these things that have happened with that flood were quite foreseeable because they'd happened before. Nothing happened. And because of the silence now, we kind of feel like, oh, so we're just gonna go through this again next time because of inaction? That's the bit that hurts.
Tom and his wife Peggy have run their land as an organic dairy farm for 2 decades. Since the flood, they've had to take out another mortgage to keep the farm afloat.
If it was an act of God, I could excuse it just a bit. I'm willing to excuse God on that. But this seems like it was out of things that just shouldn't have happened. If you look at that wall, it shouldn't have been like that. And they should have used reed canals, and they should have done something about the dam. So then you're left with anger and resentment. And that's not nice to live with. It eats at you. It's not good. But those are hard things to live with and to get rid of and to forgive.
Christmas is a busy time of year for any choir, no more so than for Tauranga's brainwave singers. This group of singers was founded by speech and language therapist Robin Matthews, who uses music to improve communication in stroke sufferers and to help those battling with neurological conditions like Parkinson's.
I think the size of the choir contributes to the success, in that no one feels isolated or exposed. No one is set up to fail. They're all part of this big unit.
These kids are among the best kapahaka performers in the country. They recently placed second out of 56 schools at the Te Manakura Tahi Kapahaka Nationals for primary school children. And what makes their achievement even more extraordinary is they come from a remote East Coast school with just 80 pupils. The rural full immersion school is proud of its history, a pride which is reflected in their performance.
Our people being who they are, very humble, very quiet people, but when you get them to do haka, it brings out all that confidence.
Cameron Smith and Monique Nees have cycled through 33 countries in just over a year. The couple are now riding from Cape Reinga to Bluff to raise money for suicide prevention.
It's affected our community greatly. Monique has lost cousins, family members, we've lost a lot of friends. Our school has been affected. So it was just an obvious choice really of how we can sort of build awareness around the subject, and we thought how reflection of us growing up that it was never really a subject that you talked about.
They met at high school in Otago and have been together for over a decade.
A wee while. It's longer than a death sentence, I think.
Yep, amen, back at you, love.
Yeah, all right. We've spent the last 15 months in a tent together, so it's been fun.
Their ambitious trek is to raise money for suicide prevention, a cause the couple has a deep connection to.
It hurts a lot. I don't know, you hurt for everybody else as well. Yeah, you just kind of want to, I know I'm the oldest of 7 children, and my little brother was maybe 7 when he first saw it, and you just want to wrap them all up and just take care of everybody. It's hard.
Nothing's really changed for us. I suppose we've got a few bob now in the bank. There's been many occasions over the past 12 months that probably doors have opened up to me and Val where previously they remained shut. I feel that, and I feel, of course, because I'm a socialist at heart, I feel for, you know, those members of the community that probably are still disadvantaged. I know that the vast majority of New Zealanders are really, really struggling with that. I fenced up all my paddocks to make them horse safe, if I could call it that. I ordered a new car from Germany. I suppose you would say, well, it's a bit ostentatious, I don't really need it, and really I don't. So it's just something we wanted to have, that's something that's nice.
Hey, you Rocky boy.
And in terms of the horses, I suppose I'd have probably close to $2 million in bloodstock. We're quite happy how we are. If we didn't have this good fortune, we'd have been happy to just, you know, carry on how we've always been carrying on. Val and I renewed our vows. Funnily enough, she said to me the week leading up to that, she said, I don't know why we're going ahead with this. And I says, why do you feel that way? She said, well, you've been a mongrel most of that time.
How did this actually happen? How did I allow anyone to take my child? How was I so totally controlled?
Maggie Wilkinson gave birth to her baby daughter at St Mary's Home for Unwed Mothers in Otahuhu in 1964. She was 19 and unmarried, and the matron separated Maggie from her child. She was told the child would be adopted out and was taken to a nearby lawyer's office.
I was in a daze. I don't know whether you've ever had a hum in your head that's so loud that you can't think. That this wasn't actually happening. This was a nightmare. And I remember being required to put my hand on the Bible, which actually afterwards, when I found out, isn't part of the Adoption Act, but it was an amazing emotional blackmail.
Katikati Naturist Park is a popular haunt for Naycationers like Matt and Sophie.
We just passed down the road. We saw Naturist Park, we're like, sweet, and then we Googled it and they had good reviews and stuff, so we're like, why not? And it has better facilities than most campgrounds.
The couple met while travelling around the world and discovered a shared passion for naturism.
Yeah. There's no reason to be shy or anything, and when you take your clothes off, then it's like, oh, everyone's the same, and it doesn't feel weird or anything.
We were on a road trip with about 6 different people from 6 different countries, and we went to a campground and it was dark, and we just decided to go skinny dipping in the ocean, and we came back and no one put their clothes back on, and we just stayed like that for the rest of the evening and even continued our road trip almost naked. Yeah, it was driving naked and everything.
Dave Holder is already one of New Zealand's best rally drivers. Now he wants to be the best in the world.
I'm quite a competitive person by nature, so naturally that just flowed on, and my goals have changed as I've been doing it as well. I go from, I want to win this rally sprint to I want to win the World Rally Championship. So yeah, it's a real journey.
I've still got a long way to go, and I just don't know how long that's going to take. I want to get back to work. Oh, I just want to be myself again, and I've always said that. But I'm scared I'm not going to be that same person. I struggle to cut things. I'm trying to learn all that again. I just feel a burden. I just hate this syndrome. I wish I never had it. Sorry.
Today is Penny's first session in the pool, the next step in her recovery.
I'm looking forward to moving on and trying to become independent again. because it's been a long time I've had to rely on people.
When Stacey Roach moved to Tauranga 18 months ago, she set herself a challenge to escape her wheelchair and climb Mount Maunganui for the first time.
Okay.
Brennan worked with Stacey on cardio, stair climbing, hip stability and core work. But as they began their ascent up Mawo on the day of Stacey's 40th, she was refusing to see her climb as inspirational.
The fact that I might be motivating other people, that's great, but I don't think it's inspirational. I think it just, anyone can do it. Just got to get out their asses and get it done.
Stacey has fundraised over $2,500 for her gym, switched on as part of her challenge.
Because of the nature of what our work, we typically need sort of specialised equipment, which is expensive and hard to come by. So every little bit like this helps. So it's really cool that Stacey's actually trying to give back and help us out as well.
Made it.
At the top of the mount, Stacey was met by her parents, friends, colleagues and a glass of bubbly to celebrate.
Well done, mate.
Oh, I really wanted to do something a bit different and a bit challenging and prove to myself more than anyone that even at 40, I'm not, I don't need to be hung up on the shelf. There's a lot more life in that old dog. What did I do?
An hour 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I beat you, Dad. you did an hour and a half.
Jaden McLeod, Local Focus.